What's up everyone, this is Chris and
It's Dan here.
and this is tiếng Anh đường phố.
Right.
In this video, we want to make an announcement that we're both learning new languages.
Yeah.
So I'm learning my fourth language.
And I'm trying to learn Chinese right now.
His third language.
Yeah.
So, first thing, I'm learning Korean because I may be going to Korea to do some work. I might have an opportunity, and you want to learn Chinese
Because I want to go to China for traveling.
Let's get right into it. I haven't started learning. What's the first thing to learn?
Mm-hmm.
I always start, and you've heard me say this before, I start from pronunciation and the writing system. And the reason I do this is because, first of all, it makes it more natural when you're speaking. You don't have to think so much about your pronunciation if you really have it down pat. And the second one is it improves your listening. Because if you know how to pronounce it and you know what sounds you're listening for, when you hear someone speak, you can hear those sounds better.
And that is something that I really want to share with you guys too, because I learned Chinese from Chris and I tried to convince him to teach me how to say the full sentence. But it's very hard for me because I didn't know about the pronunciation before. So
you can't remember it, right?
I cannot remember about that. I don't understand about that.
Exactly.
I try to copy. But it's very hard.
It's hard. So if you know the pronunciation down very well, and you spend some time just to learn the pronunciation, not learning words, when you start learning sentences, words, it'll make it a lot easier for you to remember too.
Yeah, learn pronunciation first.
Yeah.
Because it's easier for you to say the full sentence after that.
Exactly. So, first thing, how long should you spend learning it? It depends on the language you're learning. For Vietnamese, pronunciation is very hard. I spent about 2 weeks. For Korean, I've looked a little into it. It doesn't seem too hard. It seems pretty easy actually, so I think I'm only going to spend 3 to 4 days on it.
And for me, when I started learning English, I spent about like 1 month to learn pronunciation.
How are we going to learn it? So, when I'm going to learn Korean pronunciation, first thing that I want to do is I want to link the pronunciation to the writing system. So, first thing I'm going to go is I'm going to go online and I'm going to look for Korean alphabet with IPA pronunciation. And do you know what IPA is?
Like how do I pronounce the word, right?
Yeah, it's an alphabet, but it's an international alphabet for all languages. So for example, Vietnamese has its own alphabet.
Chinese have an alphabet.
Yeah, for example, this character right here, in Vietnamese that's pronounced O. So it's the same thing, it's just an alphabet. For example, this character right here, this one right here, I know this one in this alphabet, this IPA alphabet. This is pronounced Ng. For example,
right.
The N is that
like
letter. Exactly. So it's just an alphabet for how to pronounce different sounds. Just an alphabet. The reason this is so useful is because it doesn't depend on the language you're learning. For example, in Vietnamese, the letter T. This is this letter right here. In how do you pronounce that in Vietnamese? B. But in English, the same letter is pronounced P. Different pronunciation. IPA, it's universal for all languages, so you're not going to run into this problem of not knowing how to pronounce a letter depending on the language. Great thing. So I go right here, any website that has the IPA symbol with the equivalent letter in the language. This website for Korean, which I found a few minutes ago, has all the IPA right here with the equivalent letter in Korean. See, it's called.
I mean, like when you look up the word in Korean, it will show up with that letter, right?
Yeah.
So you have to how to sound with a letter like that. You have to learn, say the single sound, and you combine them. Exactly.
If you're learning IPA for the first time, you don't know how to pronounce these letters. If you go to IPA Wikipedia, this is a great website. It has how to pronounce every single letter in IPA with recordings. So for example, I find the letter, it was right here, P. And it's a voiceless stop. I don't know how to say that. Anyway, I know that this voiceless means you're not making a sound. Yeah, you're not making your throat vibrate. And then this is also an unaspirated, which means that you're not letting any air come out. So it's not B, it's not P, but this is going to be B. You hear the difference? B. And if we listen to this recording, we'll hear that. That's great websites, we'll put links in the description. to start learning your pronunciation. Let's look at Chinese, for example. Chinese IPA with Pinyin is the Chinese writing system for how to pronounce the characters.
Yep.
Right here, look at that. Everything. IPA with the letter. This one right here. The letter C.
Yeah.
This is the letter C in Pinyin. It's not on here. Let's go to the next page. This letter C right there.
I don't know how to
You don't know how to
pronounce
pronounce it, right? Look at this IPA symbol. It's a T and an S.
Yep.
So and you have to link it. It's a little hard. You're saying, yeah, there you go. The second one. Do you hear that? You say T and then S.
Yes. T and S and fast, right?
That's the sound.
Z.
Exactly.
It's
See,
hard.
it's hard, right? But the more you practice, and now you know how to pronounce it. Remember before when I was trying to teach you, you couldn't say it. So this is the great thing about IPA though, is for example, you can go ahead and click on it. So look at the Z now. How do you think you pronounce that? Z. No. Now let's check out the IPA. TS.
What?
Za.
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 So it's the same as this one, but there's no air. Za. So, zai. Zai.
Say that again.
Zai.
Zai.
Yep, and then if it was C-A-I, it'd be Tsai.
It's hard.
It's hard, but if you practice it for about a week, you'll get it. And this is why I say you're not going to learn pronunciation in a day. Take a week or take a few days and just memorize the pronunciation of the words. A little summary first. First of all, learn pronunciation and the IPA and the writing system of your language first. For example, you're learning Chinese, learn Pinyin, learn the IPA for the Pinyin.
I want to try
Connect
to
them.
learn that.
And take your time to learn it. Learn it really well because it'll help you memorize more words, make you more natural, and it'll improve your listening skills.